Hey, what's good, bro? I was just checking in with you.
What's good, my beautiful black people, my beautiful Americans, my beautiful Russians, my beautiful Haitians, my beautiful people? No, what's good? What's cracking? How y'all feeling? It is your boy, Chill Out P, and I got my guy, my friend, my brother,
Mr. Qualifies, you feel me?
and we here just checking in with y'all. You feel me? Another week.
Bro, you left out mad countries though. I'm just saying you left out mad
No,
countries.
I know. But that's why I went back to my people. You feel me? Because I'm like,
Everybody.
I'm gonna lose too many shits. Asians, Japanese, you feel me? Like I fuck with all y'all.
But man, we gonna do something. I feel like it's gonna be relatively quick, but I do think it's gonna be a good conversation. We are gonna talk about tiers for rappers, rap artists. You know what I'm saying? I think that'll be interesting, even if we start to define who is like a rapper or like if it how this gets separated. Because even within the conversation of like lyricist or like rapper versus rap artist, like things can get a little dicey. So I think it'll be interesting. But we was talking offline and I think we agreed on tiers for the most part. So we'll have our tiers of like for the most part active rappers, but then there's this like living legend tier that's like the respect is there. Like they may still drop music, but we already kind of have them placed where they are, whatever list or whatever realm you may be talking about. And then there's like a God tier of like just, I guess if you, they would be the ones that are in the conversation of most influential, impactful, and potentially best rappers of all time, give or take. You know what I'm saying? Just as a foundation of what we talking about. But I don't know. I think we can get to God tier. I don't really want to start with God tier. I think I just want to start with tier one of like rappers right now in
For sure.
2023. So who are our givens? I feel like there are like a few, maybe a handful of like givens in tier one. And I don't think tier one is that big to begin with, may I add. So
So
I
tier
think
one is also, just so I understand, lower level.
I, to God tier, yeah, but not necessarily. It's like
It's
if
it's
you
just it's just the base.
no, tier one is not the base. Tier one would be like it's essentially the top of the pyramid. The base would be more like tier three or four if we gonna have a tier four. I
Bet,
don't
got
know.
you,
Yeah.
got you.
God tier is like the very small pyramid at the top of the pyramid. And then tier one damn near like under that by a step or two, depending on how you want to count living legends and shit.
I just want to preface this with Chill Out P is a music fan. I'm not really a hip hop. I'm not gonna call myself a hip hop historian. Um,
That's
not gonna
fair.
call myself a rap historian. Just gonna preface that with that. So don't kill me. You feel me? Like, get off my dick. No, but shit, the typical niggas: Drake, Kendrick,
Yeah.
Cole. That's cold. That's tier one for you
Tyler tier one
at this point. Yeah.
is Travis tier one.
Now that's when it gets iffy. Travis is a hip hop artist. Travis is not a rapper.
Fair.
So he would be a tier one hip hop artist, but that's it's an asterisk next to his. You feel me?
Pusha.
Feel like Pusha is kind of teetering that living legend. We
Mm.
know what we getting from Pusha. Pusha can rap. Pusha solidified, but you don't expect a Drake album from Pusha. And I mean with volume, not how he produces.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
Because where would you put a granted he's a producer, but I feel like there's a group of rappers that kind of go in that like niggas may argue this, but regionally he's a fucking living legend. Jim Jones.
Yeah. Because then Cam would be living legend then, right?
It's a lot of living legends that's these niggas is cold. They albums were cold. They not doing shit now, or they time may have went, but what they did and shit, even a feature like me and you was just rolling around to that Cam and Wale a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like shit, once they do drop, they drop some fire. The shit still fire.
Yeah. I honestly I'd agree with both of them as living legends. I mean, I feel like they're in rap, their status is pretty like the respect is there. There's no question on their not legitimacy. That's not the word I'm thinking about, but like their
No question with their stardom.
yeah,
Y'all proven stars. Y'all just not the big star. But the
yeah,
big star is kind of like decided by the powers that be.
yeah, yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Because I think Jadakiss is a living legend.
I would not deny that. I would just throw the whole locks in there.
Yeah. So it's so okay. So going back to tier one, then where if I throw out
Two.
Benny the Butcher,
Two.
two. Okay, I think he said who two. Okay,
No. I said two.
okay,
And I motherfuckers could argue three. Because I feel like Benny is a while Benny is a top tier rapper in the art of rapping,
yeah.
his music isn't always good in comparison to his co-parts, Westside and Machine. Fuck,
Conway.
Ghostface, the Conway the Machine. Sorry, I was about to call him Ghostface. I'm sorry. I fuck with New York though. That's why I'm even thinking about y'all. But yeah, no, like Conway album was good. I feel like shit. All the West Side projects are good. Benny might have a good song. He might throw
Mm,
out some good verses. His songs aren't always the best though. That's why that Drake record not coming out hurt so much because
mm.
that could have skyrocketed him.
Yeah, I understand that argument. So it's not just the skill aspect. It's the skill aspect mixed with
Imagery plays a big part in this shit.
imagery in terms of like their aesthetic as an artist.
Imagery in terms of not their aesthetic of an artist, how it looks like, how important it looks like you are to the industry.
Okay. I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
Okay. So tier one is solidified at who are do we name?
Drake, Cole, Kendrick, Tyler. That was it.
I believe so.
Trying to think, is there anybody else that we could throw in that?
Sure. So who is not in the conversation based off being a hip hop artist and not a rap artist? So I'm assuming Thug is out of any conversation for the tier if we doing that separation.
Yeah, I guess like because I'm like, but
Or
Thug raps. I can't deny that Thug raps. Like he's a melodic rapper, but he
rapper.
raps. Yeah, I don't. So I think with relevancy, he would have to be in that one.
Yeah.
But relevancy and power and support, he's at that one. Skill, I just think he knows how to manipulate his skills.
Yeah,
If
Thug
that
knows
if
how to
that
make a
yeah.
song.
Yeah,
Thug know how to make a song. So whatever he needs to do to make the best song, given production, whatever the case may be, whatever the feature is, he can do that. If I'm looking for straight 16s from Thug, he would drop on whatever list if we
of
just going
course.
solely by bars.
Of
So I
course.
think that's because of that though. I wouldn't want to. I would fight for tier. I will fight for like tier two, maybe, but he would probably be closer to three with like a respectful 3, just given all things being considered in the conversation.
So if that's the case, where would you put like I'm thinking about the other niggas that's in rap. Thug, Dirk. Those two are under Thug. So if we putting Gunna. I don't know if I might have said Thug twice.
Yeah.
But Gunna and Dirk would go under Thug. So that's why I'm
No, it
saying
had to
like
be 2.
Thug has to be at least 2.
It had to be 2. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I'm completely fine with him at 2. I was just, I want to be able to keep the same criteria, essentially.
Cool.
But Thug at 2, I like that. Yeah. I don't know who else. I don't know who else really fighting for 1 based off of what we're looking at. Because out of the 4 we've named, I don't think he'd have. I feel like this came up in the story of hip hop episode, but I think his impact and his relevancy is that large.
It's crazy that this might sound wild. Future almost a living legend.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And I just wish back to with the homie's response to us, my whole thing is the disrespect is not to his status, but I think that depending on what conversation you have, because Future's skill as a rapper does not compare to some of the other names that we've said. But if we just talking about his longevity, his ability to sustain relevancy over time, like you got to give it to him. And he's definitely making his way into this living legend category because he is a legend essentially already, especially in the trap genre alone. Yeah. He's a legend. So
I mean, shit, T.I. just listed him as a part of the Mount Rushmore.
What was the rest of T.I.'s Mount Rushmore? I'm curious.
Jeezy, Gucci, him,
and then Future.
That makes sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Sheesh. So for the sake of this conversation, is Future then in that tier 1? I don't know if we push him to living legend yet.
I would think he's in tier 1 for sure. I don't think that's like too crazy to say because Drake and him are like 1A, 1B. And as far as like views, like you got Drake is more as a serious rapper, you got Future is like the hip hop, give us melodies type shit.
So 5 in tier 1: Drake, Cole, Kendrick, Tyler, Future.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I don't know who else really is winning the argument. Like we could throw out names, but I don't think anybody's gonna make the cut. Who's gonna be? I don't think there's anybody else currently in rap that's on the same level as these 5.
Yeah.
All things considered.
So, with that being said, 21 Savage is tier 3.
Ooh, why 3 instead of 2?
I wouldn't put him on the same level as Thug. I would put him right under that. And that's the only reason why. Just because we put Thug in 2, so that fucks up where 21 goes.
What?
Because I don't feel like he's so much better than Gunna or Dirk type shit.
Oh, I kind of do. Maybe I think that 21 probably he raps more, and I think at this point in time, I trust 21's album to be overall better, more versatile.
His album?
I'm saying I think where not necessarily his last album. I'm thinking that if the next album we get, based on what we've seen feature wise, all of that, I think 21 is more versatile than Gunna and Dirk. Me personally,
I respect that. I might disagree just because you used albums as the test because I'm like his albums aren't good. Like his project.
So the last one, the one with a lot on it, you didn't think that one was good?
I don't like 21 Savage albums. Like 21 Savage mixtapes has always been his best projects to me. Like even that Issa shit that went crazy. Like Issa was a big album, but you go back and look through the track list and there's no songs that you can find that were relevant for real.
Outside of Bank Account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it went up because of his name. Like some music sells more so because an artist is around certain artists, so they done built up the popularity to where it's like, oh, that's going to sell. Regardless of how it sounds, people are going to go listen to it. People are going to stream it. So then that turns into sales. So then they had a number one album. It wasn't good though.
Mm, mm.
But that could be my own bias though
I
too.
mean,
With
I'm
21.
I'm I'm not mad at it. Depending on who else we put in tier 2 and tier 3, that would be the only thing that would make me potentially argue. But for
Yeah.
right now, I'll respect your argument of Thug being where he's at and that being why 21's in 3. I respect that. We'll see if that changes. But okay, so if Thug is 2, 21
Yeah.
Savage is 3.
Jid too.
Jid is definitely 2. Smino 2?
Biasly, I want to say yes, but I could also understand somebody saying Smino is 3. Just because he
Is
doesn't
Smino
drop
better
as
than 21 Savage?
biasly, yes.
I mean, Smino is in terms of, I think even in terms of the way he may potentially be seen in the industry, I think Smino is closer to Thug than he is to 21 Savage. Not that any of them are like comps that would make sense, but I think
Yeah.
if you're talking about like how they're seen, I think Smino's
Is Smino
versatility.
as respected? Because like that's always been my question mark. Like I feel like he's respected and viewed by Dreamville a certain way, but I just haven't seen too much acknowledgement outside of them.
I think that for Smino, I think you mentioned it before. I think Smino is still a niche artist, but I think that he has the appeal not necessarily the appeal to be mainstream, but I think he appeals to multiple musical audiences. But I don't think he's done a project or necessarily spread his reach to reach all of them. I think he's still in his niche audience. I think each album he's done has gotten better and you continue
Yeah.
to see the versatility. But I think it's hard because I don't think he's kind of ascended into his
And
even prime yet.
that's why it's hard to place him in 2 for me. Cause I'm
That's
like,
fair.
view wise, you don't see him. Like if you know Smino is a if you know artist.
But I kind of think Jid is too still.
Yeah.
So
But
that's the hard part. But
but I'm like, Jid got that recognition though. Like Jid got the recognition with the radios.
he does.
So that would be my only argument with that. Like the radio heads put
The
Jid up there.
I think the last album pushed him
I can
into
respect
that
that.
space.
I can respect
Yeah.
that.
I'm not mad at it. Might be some arguments, and I'd hear them, but Jid in 2, Semino in 3. I get it. I get it.
Who else raps? I see. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't be knowing too many rappers off the top of the dome. I'm like,
Wale. So where Wale going?
why they not on this?
Ooh.
He would have been a living legend, but he ain't got good enough albums. He's not technically like active right now either. So it's like we can't put him on like a tier 4 because he's not dropping music. He hasn't dropped in what 2 years.
Yeah. Been 2.
So that's what
He's
I'm
been
saying. Like
relatively quiet. There haven't been many features,
quiet
singles.
as fuck. He had a kid. Shout out to that dad. Like, but honestly, like if you'd have had another number one, like Ambition was that's a timeless album. That's an undeniable album. That Matrimony album was straight, but the only song that really came out of that was the Matrimony shit.
Yeah.
And I think it was a one other song that he went like back and forth with this one nigga on. That shit was cool. And then he dropped like 3 EPs after that. Might be another album in between that, and then 3 EPs.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. That's tough. I feel that.
It's tough. It's tough because biasly, I want to put him in living legend. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
I get the
he don't
because the
deserve it.
catalog hasn't. I feel like Wale's respect comes from the skill. Like people respect the skill, and people know that Wale, especially more so as a lyricist, is maybe borderline top tier, depending on how strict you want to be. But
Wordplay lay.
you said what?
Wordplay lay.
Wordplay lay. But if we talking discography, we talking catalog, all things considered, I think the respect of that, for me, based on what you're saying, is what keeps him out of living legend. But then I'd agree that it's weird to kind of put him in any of the other tiers because he's not tier one, because he just hasn't seen the success and doesn't have the image of those in tier one. And any other tier is just kind of
Same
not
thing.
disrespectful, but it's just
Yeah.
like he better than those artists. So like, yeah, it's
We can't
hard to
even.
place him.
We're not gonna put you on a list, bro, because it'd be disrespectful to put you on a list.
Yeah.
Like same thing with Big Sean.
Ooh. I think Wale. So who would be closer to living legend status, Wale or Big Sean?
Wale, but Big Sean has an undeniable album.
He does
Debut.
have a he does have a yeah. The second album was fire too, though.
Yeah. Third album wasn't bad either.
It wasn't. It wasn't. Man, sheesh. Yeah. Okay. Where Meek?
So because Meek just happens to drop every year some bullshit, like he'll randomly just throw out some shit.
Yeah.
Meek is teetering at tier 4.
Are you giving him tier 3?
I don't think I would. He's not as relevant as a Gunna or a Dirk. He
And are
hasn't.
Gunna and Dirk solidified in 3?
What you think?
Well, they gotta be. We said they was under Thug.
I would put him in 3. I wouldn't put him no lower.
Right. So then that means Baby has to be in 3 then, right?
Yeah. All them, all the Lils, all the popping Lils. Who else are popping Lil? Lil
Uzi?
Baby.
Or is Uzi
Uzi might be 2.
Uzi might be 2. Uzi might be 2.
Uzi might be 2, but that's because of power.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think if Uzi rapped more, not saying he has to,
For
not saying
sure.
he has to,
For sure.
but if he rapped more, this would be undeniable, in my opinion.
For sure.
Because Uzi can rap.
Uzi be rapping his ass off. He just like doing other shit.
Literally. Yeah, it's kind of hard not to put Uzi into because of the power. But okay, let's get out the young niggas for a minute. Where's Ross?
Living legend. And honestly, he might be teetering that. Yeah, he might be teetering that because he got some verses.
Okay. All right. So if
Because he didn't went toe to toe with Jay a couple times.
he's one of the few artists that I think he be put on records with Jay, because not every artist just being put. Fair. Yeah.
If we want to play it safe, living legend. It's undeniable.
I was gonna say
That's undeniable.
Yeah, I don't
that
know.
God tier argument though.
Okay, all right. So God tier. If this is who's in God tier, we got Hove in God tier. We got Nas in God tier. Biggie in God tier.
Yeah, but Biggie also said you look so good. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy. That's wild as a bitch that he said that. But I mean, he a god though,
Is there okay? So is there anybody else that's in God tier that if they're in there, it's hard to put Ross in there today?
We said nah.
Is
I
it
don't
just
think so.
them three right now?
Jay. We said Jay, Biggie, Pac, Nas, and then if we used to throw Ross, I don't see nothing wrong with that because I feel like Snoop fell off. So Snoop is a living legend. He's not a god tier. You don't go to Snoop for the fire verse. You just go to Snoop for the name. But Ross will still give you a solid 16. And Ross down there will give you like a
I got a
super solid 16.
I got an argument. Well, not even an argument. I don't feel like it's an argument. I got a God tier nominee though.
What up though?
3 Stacks.
I put him at living legend, but I feel you. It's the same. What I just described is what he does. So I get it. I would agree, is what I'm saying. Like at first I was thinking living legend, but based off of what I just said, I would agree.
I'm not mad at Ross being in God tier though. Like I'm not. And because Ross is still relatively active, I feel like Ross operates
Who all is on God did?
Ross, Wayne, Jay.
Wayne and God tier too.
Wayne's definitely.
I'm like that just
Wayne
answered the
can't be living
question right
legend
there.
though. Like
No,
I feel like
Wayne is God tier.
you got to. I mean, he has to be.
Yeah.
He has to be. Sheesh, yeah.
All these young niggas going to get a Wayne verse right now, and then Wayne washing them niggas on the song. That shows it right there.
I'm not. I can live with Ross being God tier because Ross is not
Damn.
Ross is not Jay, right? Obviously, but I feel like he operates in this space of a Ross 16 is still like you still want that. You still if you can get a Ross 16,
That nigga paint pictures. I ain't gonna lie.
and that's whether you established or up and coming. That 16 still means something. And with you knowing you gonna get a solid, very impressive 16. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at him. It got you.
Yeah. Just want to throw this wrinkle out there. It's a random artist, you know. But I fuck with LA. Shout out to all them bees. My nigga Game. Where does Game fall? Is he a living legend or is he not on the list?
So this is interesting. So with Game, funny enough, so there have been arguments to your claim from the other episode that Game is top 15.
I only saw one person argue it, but I respect it.
So I think for Game could be considered a living legend. And I think that that's probably the safest bet because it's weird because I think Game should be bigger. I think Game should be bigger than what he is. Whatever the reasons for that, whatever.
You went against 50 Cent.
Well,
I'm like, 50 Cent was in competition with Kanye West. You can't go against them type of niggas.
50 is a living legend.
For sure. Definitely not God tier.
Fair.
No, did you hear that? Did you hear that recent verse? That shit was some bullshit.
No, I didn't even know 50 had a recent verse.
He had a recent verse on he was a feature, somebody shit. I forgot who album it was. It was trash though.
That's tough. Yeah, Game got to go living legend. Cause
damn, one person we forgot for that God tier.
Ooh.
M
has to be God tier. He has to be. He has to be. Yeah. Game's a living legend. All things considered, he's not a tier one. I just don't think he's active enough or in his prime to be like
Yeah,
a
no.
tier one. But from a skill standpoint, especially as a rap artist, no other person we've named in 2 or 3 for as far as a 16 is concerned, do
No,
I
hell no.
feel like is holding the candle, to be honest.
Hell no.
So yeah, game living legend. Where, if at all, is Ye on this list?
Yeah, it can just be number one. Like he can be in that tier one. Just because like he gonna get the best writers. He gonna perform it well. He doesn't write his own. Even if he's not writing his verses, he's gonna get the best writers. His production is gonna be top tier. It's gonna sound like a great body of work. And that's just been consistent. You know, like he's always like him and Drake is I can say this for him too. Him and Drake is 1A, 1B.
Fair. Who were you about to say? You was about to, it looked like you had just thought about somebody.
Yeah, it was somebody old
How
based
old?
off of what you was saying. But I forgot. I ain't gonna lie.
So where's Joey?
Badass?
Yeah.
He would be 2 or 3. And honestly, which one he goes into would be depending on what we gonna lean towards. Because if it's rapping skill, that's undeniable. But if it's making music, albums, that's iffy.
I feel like looking at his catalog, I would like to say that his recent album from last year helps his case of
For
music
sure.
making. Because I don't even think that All American Badass was necessarily bad. I just think the diversion from his true genre, like it was
Yeah,
experimental.
that was different.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
different. But I could see how that could be an argument for somebody to say, well, if that's what we going off of, or if that's the latest thing he put out.
Yeah.
But since he got the other album, and since even in some of the singles and other songs I've seen him on, he's shown a bit of that versatility in music making in terms of making different types of songs. I'd give him 2. If somebody really wanted to argue 3, I'd hear it. But
Mm.
I'd personally give him 2.
I fuck with Joey. It's just, I guess the thing that I was questioning is relevancy. Like, how big is his star type shit? But I fuck with him on too.
I think his star is big in New York.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like industry level, he may be more respected as an actor now, which is scary to think about.
I I wouldn't argue it, but I would only say that the cause for that is because that's what we've seen him do more of the last
Yeah.
5 years. But I think if Joey rapped for 5 years and released bare minimum 2 projects, I think he'd still be in the conversation. So I think that samples,
Depends on where them albums go.
yeah,
Because
I don't,
if you drop 2 more projects like America's Most, that one, then it probably wouldn't be as relevant.
yeah, I don't think he'd experiment like that again, though. I honestly
Yeah.
think I
I think
I
he
would hope he
came
wouldn't.
back. I think he came back because he realized, all right, yeah, no, I fucked up. Like, I pivoted too hard. Let me go ahead and turn around.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the only reason I'm like that too. He in between that 2 to 3. Pick a day, basically
Pick a
like
day.
pick a day.
Valid. Fair. Uh, Luda's a living legend.
Undeniably.
Gucci.
One of the first rappers to get an acting bag.
Gucci.
Undeniably. Trap God.
Uh, Common.
T.I. We can throw T.I. in there.
Okay. Does Common make the list at all?
Common's an argument. But Common went
Or
against fucking Ice Cube, so it's kind of tough.
Common would be an argument for living legend?
Yeah. Ice Cube argument for God tier.
Is Busta an argument for God too?
That's tough. Busta can rap like the niggas from God tier, but I don't know. Busta has the verse.
Busta got a couple verses though.
No, no, I'm not saying that he don't got good verses, but I don't know if I would compare a Busta verse to a Biggie verse or to a Jay verse or to like
Nah, he ain't got
Ice Cube, like even Ice Cube, like that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, no,
he ain't got one
Busta's
of them.
cold, Busta cold, but he ain't got one of them.
I give you that. I definitely give you that. Yeah, that's tough.
I'm like, he don't got an Illmatic
Uh, Wu-Tang is living legends.
for sure.
Would you argue any of them individually for God tier?
Depending on what year you was born, Method Man could be a solid argument.
I'd agree. I'd agree. DMX.
God tier, 2 albums, #1, same year. Like who competes with that? 2 albums, #1, same year. Nipsey,
Ooh, where Nipsey go? Ooh.
not living.
Ah,
No, no shade, no shade.
no shade, no shade. But what would you personally make an argument for Nipsey and God tier?
No,
Then where did he go?
he's a legend. Because even before Victory Lap, $100 albums, like $100 mixtapes, like the Jay-Z, like the shit he was doing was still legendary. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I think due to like his untimely demise, he wasn't able to reach that GOAT. Like he wasn't able to reach that God tier status, but he has the potential. So we gotta at least put him in that legendary.
so then maybe we don't. So then maybe we don't consider it living legend. Maybe we just consider it the legend category.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. LL.
legend. Nelly.
Gotta be legend, right?
Yeah, I'll give him that.
Gotta be legend.
Hmm. All right, we said, did we put Cam with Jim? We put
Yeah.
both of them? All right, making sure.
Where money back?
I was just looking at his shit and I was just like, bro, Moneybag is failed the fuck off. Um, I'll
I
put
mean, he
him in like
three.
four, like
Wow.
3, 4, honestly.
He with Meek in four.
Yeah, damn near. Damn near.
Oh,
That's actually
Kodak.
like a perfect. Kodak is like 2.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Kodak has mad potential.
Yeah. Kodak is gonna be at #1 by the time you get done.
Where do we say Travis was? Did we say three?
No, we put Travis at 1, but we put Travis at 1 with hip hop, didn't we?
Yeah, well, you said hip hop artist. I don't know if we ever solidified where he fall.
Oh yeah. Shit. Well he is he like the biggest next to Drake type shit as far as like that what he can command, I guess.
Would you put Travis on the same level as Thug?
Travis bigger than Thug.
He is.
Yeah.
But all things considered, though,
What, that he not a
because
rapper?
I think Thug has better rap skill than
Yeah,
Travis
yeah.
does. Would that even it out though, given everything?
The skill, the
Yeah,
numbers will never be the same.
they won't.
Yeah,
Travis's
so
numbers do match tier one.
Travis's numbers is almost Kanye numbers. So that's why I'm like, Travis is in competition with them. He not in conversation with the. So that's more so what takes Travis out of that conversation. It's not. It's about what he brings. It's about how his album and everything is performing. Like it's
Yeah,
not about his rap skills. So, but that's why I gave him that asterisk of like hip hop, like because he's not a rapper.
Larry June.
Got to go on that. He's not as relevant as Gunna and them.
He's not, but he is. I think he's steadily climbing, though,
Yeah,
in terms of relevancy.
yeah. I would put him at 4 by default, but he's better than the other 2 and 4 right now, currently.
So not enough. Not enough of an argument for 3, though.
Well, it depends on the other people that we put in 3. So we could leave
21,
him out of 4 right now. Like,
21 Savage is in 3. Smino, Gunna, Dirk, Lil Baby, Meg.
see, I don't know if he's as relevant as any of those people.
He can go 4
Yeah,
by default.
yeah. That's why I said by default because I'm like, shit, like he wouldn't be as known as a Meek, but musically he's more relevant currently.
Young boy.
1.
Ooh.
Power. He got more power than everybody on that one list.
You're not. You're not lying.
Yeah, that's why I'm like power, bro. He got that shit in the palm of his hand.
Polo G.
3.
Did we decide on Gun? On West Side Gun?
I don't think so. But I wouldn't be mad at 3.
I thought you was gonna argue too. Because you
Nah,
said Benny. Because you
because
said Benny was
Uzi
3.
Uzi Wild. Oh, I
Yeah,
said Benny was 3. Benny is solid 5. I'm gonna put him under 4.
not under 4. That's tough.
My bad. I fuck with Benny. Like,
Put Benny at 4. If West Side gonna be 3, just put Benny at 4.
yeah, we can put Benny at 4.
Then where Freddie?
Put Freddie at 3. Freddie makes better music to me.
Baby King.
See, I thought you were gonna bring this one up earlier, and I'm like, he's teetering right now between that 3 with potential to go to 2.
2. But he's 3.
Mm-hmm. He has very high potential though. It really depends on this Hillbilly project. If they drop it and he go crazy, then he would be at 2. Because he got potential to be as big as Uzi.
Oh, you're right. I agree. 100% agree.
For sure.
ASAP.
ASAP is not relevant. But if you want to go based off of he just dropped, put him at 4.
Could this album change things?
Hence, is his wife going to be on it?
Potentially.
No, I mean, that might get you a number 1. But honestly, I think ASAP is ASAP. Like ASAP, we're not going to get anything new from. So if ASAP would have kept producing at the same amount that like a Drake, a J. Cole, and Kendrick would have produced, then we would have been having a conversation to include him in that conversation because his relevancy would have been as high. But due to the fact that he kind of stepped away from music and landed more into that fashion realm and shit like that, and now he's like a father and all that, and now he's trying to try to pop back out with music. It's like, bro, you kind of fell off. We still know who you are at the end of the day, and you got the potential to be cold, but not all the shit that you do. Like the Babushka Boys, I ain't fuck with that. That he dropped a couple years ago.
Oh, I don't even remember that.
I'm saying it was a colorful ass video. It was a great video. It looked nice. Song wasn't really fucking with that. Last thing I fuck with was probably that Frank Ocean experiment shit that he did on that album. And then outside of that, the Cozy Tapes. I fuck with that shit. So I don't think that ASAP skill wise would ever be in question. It's kind of crazy. We could actually put, I feel like ASAP more than Big Sean or Wale could actually fit into that living legend. Because he's done a lot of things in different spaces and he also put people on.
So does he fall? Did he also fall in that category in terms of we just can't list him?
Yeah, I would do that. Like that's what I was doing at first, but I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
if anything, he kind of is
Living legend.
living legend.
I feel that. Yeah. I think I like not listing them 3 though. Just because I don't think they're solidified living legends just yet in comparison to the rest of the list. Earl Sweatshirt.
Can't list him.
Not enough.
Yeah. He's undeniably cold,
Right.
but I don't think he got
We
enough.
would be listening to them by default.
Yeah. I'm like, we'd be listing them off of relevancy, which is unfair.
Yeah. Denzel Curry.
Uh, I personally don't want to list them.
Same reason.
I feel like his relevancy is growing, but niggas might not be hip to him yet. Like,
I feel that.
yeah,
Vince Staples.
I honestly would put Vince at that three. I feel like depending on how his next project is, he could very much well go into that too. And he has a TV show going out, so that'll put his face in front of people more. So he could very much well be at that too.
Lupe.
Living legend. I'm like, shit. If you talk to the wrong motherfucker on the right day, they'd be trying to argue for that, that God tier.
You're not wrong.
We talk about Most Def.
We did not bring up Mos Def. Would he be?
Nah, I go living legend. I go living legend.
It's it was like it's enticing to try to make the argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm trying to think, did we where would Trippy go on the list like this?
Four. Four. Low on that three.
Has Trippy
Because
earned?
Trippy would be in the realm of a Gunna, Dirk, etc.
I'd agree.
But I don't think he's eclipsed them.
Has he eclipsed the niggas in 4?
Oh, he's more relevant than a Meek Mill. He's more relevant to me personally than a Moneybag Yo. Then who's the last person in four?
Larry and Benny are also in there.
I like Larry. I'm not trying to shit on Larry. So it's like I wouldn't say he's more relevant, but it depends on who you're asking. Trippy has the kids, Larry has the smokers. So and Larry also has like a West Coast vibe. So he got like that's what I'm like. It depends on who you ask. What side of the world we on? Because if we
Yeah,
ask a group of white kids who Larry June is, they might not know him. But if we
right.
ask a group of white kids who Trippy Red is, they might know every song.
Yeah.
But if you ask a nigga who smokes weed, who Trippy Red is, they might not know a song, but they might know who he is, but they might know every verse on a Larry June tape.
Does that argument make Trippy 3 though?
Popularity, relevancy.
I hate it, but I mean it makes sense. We missing anybody of note?
Probably.
Probably.
They'll let us know.
They'll definitely let us know. There's somebody out there that we haven't mentioned.
Oh,
Also,
Playboy Cardi.
that's who I forgot. That's who I forgot.
I'm like, you said Trippy, you said Uzi. How we forget Cardi?
Right.
Two.
Cardi has to be 3 though, right?
Two.
Numbers.
Uzi?
I mean, Cardi's right under him.
Cardi might be bigger than Uzi.
Yeah.
Not to us, but the kids. The kids,
Yeah.
bro. The kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's tough. I know. It hurts. I know.
That is, I mean, I get it. I it makes sense. Post Malone.
Not a rapper. He's
Fair
a pop
enough.
artist. His last album says pop.
You're right. Just trying to find names here. Oh, where would you have put XXX, if anywhere?
If he was still here.
Yes.
If he was still here and the album had just dropped, too. Be right there with Uzi. But due to his untimely demise, he's not listed.
Would you do Migos as a group or individually?
Group.
And where would they go as a group?
Living Legends. Individuals, then we could start breaking them down in tiers, which at that I would say that
I think I low key want to do them individually.
you want to do it.
I think so.
We can
I
put
would
the
agree that as a group, they live in legends though.
Migos is in Living Legends, but
Yeah.
we can now go through all of them.
Quavo is what?
Quavo is the most relevant, but he is the trashiest in skill. So, due
by
to
default?
that, where's Gunna?
3.
Yeah, by default. I want to put him to 4, but yeah, by default, yeah.
Offset.
We dinner got to put all of them in 3 because I'm like, none of them would be as relevant to go to 2.
Not on their own.
Yeah.
Takeoff skill should put him in 2.
Shit, I think Offset skills should put him in 2. But Takeoff's nice. Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily argue either of them from a skill standpoint.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like that relevancy, that be the thing. It's like, bro, that be the thing that be killing me with some conversations, bro. It'd be like, damn, like I might like an artist personally, but how relevant they to the industry or the world and shit like that. And then it's like, so even like conversation about Smino, you know, that's why I was so like, all right, like we fuck with Smino, but also Smino's from the Midwest. So of course niggas from Milwaukee would know who the fuck Smino is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Migos is a good place to end though. Cause like we said, I'm pretty sure there's a pocket of people, I'm sure, that we're missing. Y'all, I definitely will leave it up to y'all.
Nobody from Florida except for Kodak.
Facts, Jesus. Well, I mean Ross, but still.
Oh yeah, Ross too. My bad.
Point made. But I'm honestly, but y'all
we only got 2 people from Louisiana.
Yeah. We didn't even ask about Boosie.
Didn't Living Legend, but you know.
Yeah. I mean, y'all can fill out the rest of the tiers yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can add who y'all want to the tiers. No, I know y'all probably y'all gonna want to move some people. I'm pretty sure. So that's perfectly fine. But I don't know. I think that's a great foundation. I think based on the conversation we was having, that's a great foundation to use for how you want to kind of separate, you know, tiers of artists. Even if y'all think it's something else that could have been added to the criteria, let us know that too. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't got the best memory, you know what I'm saying? But
hey, shout out to my nigga FABO. You know, drop another soul tape for us.
Shit. Where would Fab go?
Living Legend.
It's a lot of living legends then.
Hey, it's a lot of them.
It's a lot of legends. There's a lot of
There's a lot of undeniable legends, bro. Honestly, like I think because it's like a lot of niggas wasn't trash.
Right.
They just ain't had shit else to drop. Like a lot of niggas was not trash, bro. Like, damn, that album fire. Damn, that album fire. Stop listening. Yeah. You ain't even fall off, bro. Niggas just stop fucking with you. Damn, that's crazy. How they do that?
Yeah. But anyway, regardless, this will be at the end of the actual episode, this part. But nah, man, we broke down tiers for y'all. You know, Pat said he's not a hip-hop historian, but I don't even think you got to be a historian for at least the way we kind of put the tiers in the context. Yeah, but definitely like let us know what y'all agree with, what y'all disagree with. Where would y'all put people that we didn't name? Where would y'all move people we did name? Did we miss anybody in the God tier level? Because I feel like even the people we ended up adding, I'm not mad at that God tier list at all. But yeah, bro. more music content. Any parting words, brother?
So, you know, I always just want the people to remember that, yeah, just remember that. So with that being said, it's been real. It's been chill. I ain't really got too much to spill, but hey, I got some seals and I'll be in my feels. That's why I keep it cozy and I keep it chill. But hey,
Peace.